It's kind of the first time actually staying in Sedona. We've been through it a couple times, but never actually stayed here. That's awesome. Well, 50th birthday. Happy birthday, my friend.
Oh, darling, you too, boutique. Bothing.
I think Sedona is a magical place. A little bit about me. I'm born and raised basically in this town. So, I was born in Coconino because at the time when I was born, there was no hospital in Sedona yet at that time. Didn't really leave much of Arizona. Went to college at Arizona State. And then 1 year, didn't really know what I wanted to do with life. So, but it's been a good life. I enjoy this area so much. Views from rocks never. Yeah. But it's the only blue McDonald's sign in the world.
Why is it blue?
So, Sedona used to have a building code where it had to be earth color tones, and the bright yellow wasn't earth color tone. So they chose a bluish teal because it matches some rocks that we have here in Arizona.
Talking about the McDonald's sign right here. See if we can catch it.
Not a surprise. Yeah, that's no main reasons. Well, and then hiking after that. Yep. And then that sea level forever. And then we get the very looks like a pig. It's not a pig though. It is called a collared peccary. The javelina is kind of like a mixture of your backyards here in Sedona. Like a raccoon. It'll always eat our gardens if we have a garden. It'll always knock over our trash cans on trash days, which is very weird. It's only found in 3 U.S. states: Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. So I think that's a lie, but they say it. We have rattlesnakes, tarantulas, scorpions, roadrunners, a lot of different types of birds, and the most dangerous of all. You hike probably half the distance before you even get to the trailhead. But it is Boynton Canyon. It's a very mellow, very easy hike. Nice parking lot, little spots on the side of the road. The trailhead's right here, and you will be just past it. It's easier for me to do a little loop through here, turn back around to easily get into it. I'll floor it, depending on what type of style you like. With the little bumps we do hit out here, if the Jeep takes you left, go left. If it takes you right, go right. If you try to fight it, that's how you strain some muscles, and the rest of vacation is never a fun time. Not much at all. It's a one way in, one way out. There's a couple spots where we can kind of pull over in a second if we did see somebody, but there's also not much people that know about this area, so it's nice because it kind of keeps the traffic away.
All natural.
Road.
Doing good back there, my friend? We got handles above you if you do.
It's like a
need
roller
that's
coaster
right.
ride, isn't it, Tim?
the OS handles. All right.
Maybe I'll hold on to the handle.
It is not too much further, though.
That's true.
All right, the first tree that we'll talk about is going to be up here on the both sides, left and right. It's going to be called the juniper tree. You guys ever seen a juniper tree or have them back home? Yeah.
Yeah.
So juniper trees typically will produce these little white berries. Looks like these are more. Oh, this one's a female one. You can kind of see the white berries on the top of it to make a sourdough starter. So they'd have able to make bread out here. They would also eat the berries, maybe 1 to 2 max, to help with an upset stomach. Continue to eat the berries, and you have a nice natural laxative. Flush yourself out here. Today we use the juniper berries to make an alcoholic beverage. Does anybody know?
Nope.
It's what you use to make gin. It's what gives it a nice earthy taste. It's in my eyes, what gives it that terrible taste. But yes, we make gin with the juniper berries. So on our left, this tree right here, and then on the right as well, this is an oak tree right here. It's out here, it's a big food source out here. Only downside is it really only blossoms in the summer. So I like to think of when it does blossom, it's like a Black Friday for the animals. And every animal's like, oh, gotta get my acorn. At least that's what I think they're thinking. These trees on the right, the little bushes, this is called a yucca. They have these little fibers on the edges of them that the Native Americans would use to make rope, to make baskets, to make sandals, and also to use as dental floss. A little crazy out here. But when you're living here in the year 1300, there's not much things you're gonna do, so you gotta have fun with it. This plant, this blue one, anyone know what that is? This greenish blue one right here?
Oh,
Yes. That is an agave. Agave. You can use that to make what alcoholic beverage?
Tequila.
Tequila, absolutely. So the agave is a soft the chorus. The agave is called a century plant, where once in its lifetime, it will produce a stalk that shoots up out of the air. You can see it behind us right there. It's like an asparagus-looking stalk. It will shoot it up, produce these little flowers, and shoot it out. The plant will reproduce, and then the whole plant dies. Once in a lifetime. So when you're gonna make tequila out of it, or if you're gonna make a sweetener out of it, you would chop up the leaves right when that stalk's about to produce. It uses all of its sugars to turn it from a nice bluish green to create that stalk, and then after that, the plant turns into like a yellowish. Yeah. Probably came from that big one. Sedona and you're sneezing, it's typically from the juniper trees. If they have berries, that is a female tree. If they don't have berries, it is a male tree. And the male trees will have kind of more of a pollen right now. It looks like little red speckles on the side of it.
This is like riding the mule down the
So we're gonna
North
park
Rim of.
right in just a second. I want to park us right over here.
When we were young, we went to the.
Yeah,
That is awesome.
it was pretty frightening actually.
I bet because it's dry on like the cliff sides.
Yeah, it's straight down, look over the mule, there's nothing.
Yeah, that's.
I begged the guy to let me get off and walk back up.
They wouldn't let you?
No.
If you need any assistance.
I think I'm okay getting down, I think.
Okay.
I'm just slow.
Yeah,
I don't know
all
what
good.
happened to
And the
my
little step is
walker.
right under that
I
right
think
foot.
it flew.
Well, thank you. Yeah, this is just a water tank. If you guys do want water, extra water, I just filled it up.
Next stop will be the hospital to get our backs all put in.
Chiropractors, we have all of them. We have partnership. Before we do walk up, I want to give out the option if you guys want to do like a Jeep photo. Into the driver's seat, or if somebody wants to be an Instagram model. Jimmy. We're gonna head up this where we just went down.
It wasn't desert, but it was the trails were, the only way you could get them was to walk or ride a mule.
Oh, okay. A little bit over this way, maybe. And the spiritual side of everything. Instead of raising us on religion, she relays us on out here. The Vortexes are pretty cool. It's easier to point it out when we actually see it. So. 47.
Whew.
Because the top of Thunder Mountain, which is over here, is 6,380 feet. No, you don't have to. There's two locations. There's right here and up there. So right here is perfect, honestly. Whatever you want to do. Earth's crust than everywhere else in Sedona. Don't quote me on the exact number, but they say roughly like everywhere else in Sedona, say maybe 6,000 feet from the Earth's crust. And these locations where the vortexes are about like 3,000 roughly. So you're closer to the Earth's crust, there's more energy field that we're able to tap into and find ourselves. So it's I can't give you the vortex and make you find it. It's more of like a self-learning, self-healing
I see.
spot.
Yeah.
And it's so calm up here. Feels like we're isolated. And it's a nice spot to really find what you're looking for as a human.
Not a sound.
Right? And then we're surrounded with this great beauty of the red rocks around us.
Okay, so go ahead. I think we'll stay here. Go ahead.
Yeah.
They're going to roll us down.
I was going to say maybe we could go down between the trees.
Tim's help. I had trouble getting up here.
Oh, that's good.
I had to hold on to it though.
Coconino National Forest. The Coconino National Forest makes up 1.8 million acres of land. It fully surrounds all of Sedona. I like to think of Sedona as an island. Instead of having a body of water fully around us, we do have that national forest around us. Out here we can do just about anything we want. We can take our personal vehicles out here. You can do like a Jeep ride. You can rent one of those ATVs you see around town that flies around out here. You can mountain bike, hike, horseback out here. It is our land to really have a fun time. I like to think of it as like a nice little science fair. We're learning every day of what we can and can't do, pushing the limits. You can come out here and camp for 14 days straight at a designated spot until you have to move to another designated spot. You're able to get a permit to come and cut down a dead tree and use that for firewood. My family's done that in the past for the winters. We've also gotten a permit to come out here and collected some red rocks and use it as landscaping, which is a nice fun little thing. You also can get some permits in the National Forest to hunt and fish. Out here typically in Sedona, we typically don't hunt as much or fish as much, mainly because if we're gonna hunt, we hunt for the animal. We want to eat it, and a little deer is not gonna feed us, but an elk on the top of the mountain in Flagstaff will for sure feed us for a while.
You've already said you don't like eating javelina.
Yeah, javelina is not enjoyable by anyone. The best thing to eat would be a deer, but it's also not going to have as much meat on it.
Yeah.
Do you guys hunt back home? Or
We don't.
no?
Um,
I mean, it makes sense if it's eating your gardens or if it's messing with your, say, cattle or anything like that in your area. It would make sense to hunt it and keep it away. This tree right here, see a little bit of it. These pine needles. This is called an Indian pine.
It's breathtaking out here for sure.
It gives a nice little like citrus flavor. The Native Americans would make a little tea out of it. They said 1 cup of tea on those pine needles would have more vitamin C than a gallon of orange juice. Also, it doesn't feel too cold, at least right now. If you do go on some hikes and you're being super adventurous and want to find maybe some weird animals, scorpions like to hide under rocks. So you're out on one of these trails and want to try to find some scorpions. They're typically nocturnal. They don't like the sun. But if you lift up like a big rock, sometimes you'll find some scorpions.
Some had one in his bed.
Yeah, I had one in my bed out here. Scary. Yeah. About this big, and if drawn adult maybe this big. So not like super big out here.
It stung me, but it was just like a piece.
Yeah, that's exactly how it feels, yep. Out here as well.
Mine went down the All right.
If you see any like different for a cactus, it is.
making my nose run. I don't know.
Fresh air.
It's always unfortunate when you get out to a spot and you're like going to be a little control and like aggravating time. But I will point out where like the airport one is on the way back, where you guys can go if you do want to go up to it. And then Cathedral and Elron. Those are also very popular. But the issue though is it's so cool.
What do they use?
He's saying it's green, it's right, but it looks like they're ready to fall off.
You should listen
Well,
to him.
I wouldn't argue with them. I'm not arguing. I'm just saying it appears to reverse because most things when they're ripe are red.
He grew up
Most-
foraging, but
The max I can fit in this Jeep today is 7, not including me. So if there's like a family, say of maybe 10, we'll split them up between 2 different Jeeps. What's it called? Trailer for about 700,000.
Oh wow.
You can get a house for about $1 million. going up towards like 2 to 3 million for your average homes out here. Just easy, nothing expensive. I'm kidding. If you work in Sedona, you don't live in Sedona. And if you live in Sedona, you don't work. Like all these people listed agent from, is that a half liter or a skunk? Yeah, it's probably a skunk, right? So in 1958, the real estate agent moved out here from people wanting to view some listings of land up here. But since he gave him a free key ride in the end, is what his life figured out. It's fun. I'm not saying nothing bad about it, but when you're on your front end, not really feel like I'm actually working. Just relaying information that I know. I was taught over the years. Always gotta wait till the lights officers to make sure that I'm friendly, although they never do. Sometimes I just be. I hope that doesn't happen.
It is.